Welcome back to our grade 10 maths lessons. We are moving into term 4. We are starting our new lesson. In the last lesson of the last term, we looked at inequalities. We are now beginning our new topic on indices. Okay? Now, indices sometimes referred to as powers, and you will also find that they can also be called exponents, okay? Exponents. Now, we've already done indices in grade 9. We are going to do a quick review because indices is the reverse operation of logarithms, okay? So, a quick review of the rules for indices, okay? The first rule involving multiplication of indices, okay, where we have two terms multiplied, let's say a to the power of 3 multiplied by a to the power of 2, we simply add the index. So we find our answer to be a to the power of 5. 3 plus 2 will give us 5. All right. Now, when we divide indices, all right, when we are dividing indices, we subtract the power or the index. So we will use the same two examples, the same example here, a to the power of 3 divided by a to the power of 2. We simply subtract the indices, so we end up with an answer of a to the power of 1, or we simply write the answer as a. Okay, so multiplication and division of indices. We move on to powers of powers. Now, what does that mean? Powers of powers, where one set of powers is multiplied by another set of powers. Okay, so let's say, for instance, we have a to the power of 6 raised to the power of 2. Okay, so the power inside the brackets will be multiplied by the power outside. So our answer will be a to the power of 12. All right. Our next rule, okay, or under powers of powers, we also have a case where we would have 2 or a term in the brackets multiplied by another term outside the brackets. Okay. Now, again, we do not write the index 1, but it is a power. So we multiply the power in the bracket by the power outside the brackets. So x1 there multiplied by 3 becomes x to the power of 3, and y also raised to a power of 3. Okay. Moving on, we have the fourth rule, which states any number that is raised to the power of 0, all right, is equal to 1. Okay, so if I have a term x to the power of 0, that's going to be equal to 1. Now, you've already learned in grade 9 that, or how we get 1, so I do not need to repeat it here. The next rule from 0 index, when a number is raised to a negative number, all right, or we say negative index. All right, negative index. Say, for instance, a is raised to the power of negative 2. Okay. Any number raised to the power of a negative number is positive when you take its reciprocal. So this becomes 1 over a to the power of 2. Okay, now let's just show one example quickly to see how we get 1 over a to the power of 2. If I have the term a squared divided by a to the power of 5, okay? By the rule of dividing, I should be subtracting the powers. So a to the power of 2 minus 5 will give me an answer of a to the power of negative 3. Okay? If I use expansion, or the long way around, the same problem will give me a different answer. A times a, and we divide that by a multiplied by itself 5 times. Okay, that's 4, 5. I cancel out. A into a is 1. A into a is 1. I'm left with 1 here. And I have at the denominator a multiplied by itself 3 times. So I end up with 1 over a to the power of 3. Same question, slightly different answers, which means that a to the power of negative 3 is the same as 1 over a to the power of 3. Okay? So negative index is positive when you take its reciprocal. All right? Now, the last rule we are going to look at, all right, is what we call fractional index, meaning if a number is raised to a fraction. All right? So here, let's take the term x to the power of 2. Or let's say, yes, okay, x to the power of 2. Any number that is raised to a fraction is converted or is a rational number, or it takes the root form, okay? So if we find the denominator is 2, then this is equal to the square root of x. If the number is raised to the power of 1/3, again, the denominator is 3, so that is cube root of x. Okay? As we go further into these lessons, you will find where it is used and how it is used. Okay? Now, we have 6 rules here. We've gone through all of the rules. Now we're going to do an example and see where these rules are applied. Okay? So our first example here, let's have a look at a to the power of 5 multiplied by a to the power of negative 2, all raised to the power of 2, and then divided by a to the power of 8. Okay, so as we follow the rules, we are going to simplify our problem here. A to the power of 5 multiplied by a to the power of negative 2 will give us a to the power of positive 3. Okay, then multiplied again by, raised to the power of 2 and divided by a to the power of 8. Okay, now this becomes a to the power of 6 divided by a to the power of 8. Okay, division of indices, we are going to subtract. So a to the power of 6 minus 8 gives us a to the power of negative 2. Okay? Where we have a negative power, we would like to give our answer with a positive index. So we convert this to its positive equivalent, which is 1 over a to the power of 2. Okay, so we've applied more than one rule here to simplify this problem. Now, why are we going through these rules? Because in our next lesson, we will see how these are related to logarithms. Logarithms and indices are inverse operations, like dividing and multiplying. All right, so hope you can join me in our next lesson. I'll see you soon.